Hello, my name is Rudy, and today is day one of me documenting my journey to create my very own custom homemade game board for the game Travelers of Catan, or Settlers of Catan, or Catan the game as it says here. If you don't already know, the object of the game is to use these hexagonal tiles to create the game board. We have sheep, we have hay, we have stone, we have wood, and we have brick. And the board gets built out like so. And basically every game, these tiles are laid out differently so that the board is completely different. So part of the reason why this is going to be difficult is that I need a material that's going to be workable enough to create hexes that all will fit together not only one way, but in any combination of being set together, which means I'm going to need a level of precision that makes it look like this is not all of these. You see what I'm saying? It's going to need to be precise. So that is going to be my first challenge, but also having a material that is workable yet also durable, so that it doesn't get so that it doesn't start to fall apart after just a few uses. That I want to make something that's going to last, something that I'm going to be able to have for preferably the rest of my life, but something that's going to at least last me more than a couple of playthroughs before it starts to fall apart and need me to start replacing pieces. And then, I live in this dystopian world where I have this game board that I never use because it's got pieces falling apart and I'm too lazy to fix them, because that's exactly what's going to happen. So, that being said, those are the hex pieces. These are the border pieces. So as you can see, they have a bit of a puzzle piece type situation going there that hold them together, and they also have the artwork on the front. Doing my own artwork for Catan is actually the reason that I was inspired to take on this project. I realized, I am relatively artistically inclined. I see no reason why I'm not fully capable of creating my own game board with my own custom artwork. I mean, every time I play, I think, man, I would love to be able to see something different, right? So I could put my vision into reality and create my own. So we have these ports. These are for trading resources. There's specific ports for specific resources, and then there are generic ports for generic resources that you can trade into the bank. The object of the game is to get 10 or 12 victory points, depending on how you play. And each settlement is 1 victory point. Each city is 2. Settlements and cities are essentially like hotels, like houses and hotels in Monopoly. So you have your settlements. This is worth 1 victory point. And as you can see, it's a bit of a rectangular shape with a triangular shape sitting on top. And then we have our cities, which actually look like they are settlements, but sitting on a rectangular base. So, and then lastly, we do have roads, and they're just long, thin, rectangular pieces. So I do plan on making these out of the same material. This is wood. I believe that if I make it out of anything other than wood, then it's not going to be heavy enough to sit right on the board. It's not going to feel quality, and and it'll likely, fall apart or whatnot. So instead of having them 3D printed or anything like that, I'm probably going to work those pieces from wood with my bare hands, maybe using a sander or something like that. Another thing is I don't have access to a workshop. I live in an apartment. I have a toolbox, but it doesn't have much in it. It's just for working on my car and things around the house. So as handy as I may or may not be, and as artistic as I may or may not be, I also don't have very much money. So that being said, I am not going to be, I'm not going to be able to make it out of, maybe, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make these out of like wooden pieces or anything like that, like those high quality game boards. And I'm also not going to be 3D printing the whole thing. I think the purpose of This is craftsmanship and ingenuity from what I have, which available to me right now is really not very much. I'm definitely going to be stopping by craft stores and trying out different materials and everything like that. So that all being said, there is one more big thing that that this game requires, and that is going to be resource and development cards. So this is the back art that comes from the edition that I have. I actually liked the back art from the previous edition better, but they are not cross-compatible, these editions. So, all of my Catan stuff is 6th. I think it's 6th edition. I'm not sure. But either way, I look forward very much to doing my own artwork for these. This is a road building card. It builds 2 roads for no cost. I'm assuming I'm probably going to use some sort of cardstock or some sort of thick paper, put my art on there, and then laminate and then print them out and laminate them. So that's probably going to maybe I'll scan them onto a large sheet and cut them out that way to make them uniform, and then after laminating them. So that's going to be another process of figuring out how I'm going to do that. But it's also going to be very time consuming because the stack of cards I have is like this thick, because I'm also going to be including dice cards, which are something that comes with the Traders and Barbarians pack that I have. These are a huge hit. It's instead of rolling the dice, you pull a card, it has a number on it for the dice roll, and then it will have something on it that may or may not happen. They have their own custom backs. I can't wait to do those as well. And so that being said, that's going to be a very time-consuming process. When it comes to dice, I have a ridiculous amount of dice because I play D&D, so I have just so many dice sets. So I could have dice for each player if I wanted to. I also have these weighted heavy metal Catan dice that I got from Barnes & Noble, which brings me to I wish you could see that, I don't know if you can, which brings me to my next feature, which is the rubber. So this is the rubber that comes with the game board. It's made out of wood and it's painted gray. This is it's some kind of stone whose name I would not dare attempt to pronounce without looking at it. It's heavier, it's thick, it's firm, it feels good, it's quality. I might just use this, but for shits and gigs, I might go out of my way just to make one of these as well, and I'll probably make this out of wood. Next we have the pips, as I call them. So they are essentially little cardboard bits with a number and a letter on the back. These, making sure that the number and letter correspond, are incredibly important because the way that the game is set up, there is a certain amount of each number, and the way that they're placed around the game board, gives it balance and makes it so that you're not, it makes sure that the odds are right. Luckily I'm not inventing this game from scratch, so I don't have to worry about probabilities and weighting the game so that it's fair and fun for everyone. So I'm just going to go with what we already have and make some of those. They're probably going to be made out of the same material as the game board pieces, but maybe not, because those don't need to be workable. They could just be little discs. So I might make them a little heavier, because one of the issues that I always have playing Catan is somebody goes and they roll the dice onto the board and everything gets hit and the little bits go flying everywhere. So if I made them a little bit heavier, maybe they wouldn't be prone to moving when they get hit with a dice roll or something like that. So that's something that I might consider, especially considering they don't have to be uniform with the material of the hexes, seeing as that they're not going to fit into them together. They're just going to sit on top. So that being said, I am going to now go on ahead and we're going to go online. We're going to compile a list of all of the things that we are going to want to make and kind of brainstorm ideas on how we're going to do that. So, all right. Okay. So, game pieces. So we're going to be looking at, I'm going to look at the official Catan website just so that I'm not steered astray. Okay, so look at that. 19 hexes, hex terrains, 6 frames, 9 harbors. What? 9 extra harbor pieces. What do they mean by this? The harbors are attached to the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The harbors are attached to the board, so why it's saying I need 9 harbor pieces is interesting. This is an older edition of Catan, the one I actually want, the one I like, which actually reminds me, these cards are something that I want to more or less replicate. I like this style where the different colors are the same as, I'm sorry, that this basically the building cards that tell you the building costs are the same color as your settlements and like what, team you're on, I guess. I don't know. I can't word right now. Anyways, going back down here, we're going to need 19 hexes. So 19 resource hexes. And that is going to include, well, it doesn't tell us here. Okay. So there's 19. No, not resource card. Resource hex. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Great. So 4 sheep, wood, wheat. So okay, and then we're gonna have 3 brick, 3 stone. And then 1 desert. That's where the robber goes. Okay. That's our resource hexes. 9 frame pieces. I thought there was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not understanding why it's acting like there's more things in here than there are. There's not 9. Oh yeah, 6 coastal frame pieces. I'm sorry, I'm still looking at the harbor. So 6 frame pieces, and then I'm just gonna put under here 9x harbors on the frames. Okay. 16. Okay, so this is the thing. Cities, roads, and settlements. There's going to be 4 colors of each. So, 5 of each color. So there's going to be 20 total. 5 of each color. So that's red, white, blue, and orange. But I might do custom colors. So we're going to do roads. And that's going to be 15 of each color. And for a total of 60. Yeah, 15 times 4 is 60. And then cities is, I think it said 16, and it's 4 per color. 16 cities, that's 4 per color. 16, and that's 4x per color. Okay, so that's resource tiles, that's the frame, that's the game pieces. Okay, and let's see, then we got development cards. It claims there's 25 development cards. I thought there was more than that. Let's see. Looks like there's 25. Okay. So development cards, 25 total. And that includes 14 knights. Okay. So that's going to be 14x knights. 5 victory point cards. 5x victory points. And then lastly, they call these progress cards, and I guess there's 6 of them. So there's 2 road building, 2 year of plenty, and 2 monopoly. So 2x monopoly, 2x road, and 2x, what do they call that? Year of plenty. I know what that it is though. It says invention on my newer ones. Okay. Good. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25. Perfect. Okay. 4 building cost cards. Yes, those are going to be important. All right. Bonus cards, yes. This includes, I'm going to put Portmaster. Hold on. Let me do this. Building cost cards for X, and then we're going to do it like this. Master, because I want these to be uniform with the building cost cards. Largest army and longest road. Bam. Okay. Number of tokens. Okay. Pips. So, oops. Oh, hold on. Everybody, hold your horses. Okay. So pips, let's see how many there are in total. It says there's 18 pips. 18. And I know that's 2x of all numbers 2 through, oh no, I'm sorry, 3 through 11, excluding 7, and 1x2, wait, sorry, and then there's 1x2 and 1x12. I'm not sure that's the best way of doing it. 12. So there's only going to be, wait, hold on, actually. Only 1. 2 and 12. Okay, perfect. So there's 2 3s, so that's 3 through 11. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 minus 7, so that's 8 times 2 is 16. And then only 1, 12, and 1, 2, 17, 18. Okay, that's 18 pips. Okay. And then we're going to have dice and a robber. Hello. So the first thing that I'm going to work on is going to be the artwork for each of these things. So I'm going to create artwork for the resource hexes. I'm going to create artwork for the frame pieces. I'm going to create artwork for the development cards and the resource cards. Oh, and then the Portmaster, largest army, longest road. But one more thing that I forgot to mention was I want to also do okay, these cards, they're event cards. There's 36 of them. So here, brilliant, look at that. Okay, so these are the dice cards that I'm going to need. So what this is saying is there are 2 cards that have 3 on them. One of them is conflict and one of them is nothing. But that nothing isn't actually nothing. It says Catan prospers, but nothing happens. So those are going to be the dice cards. Will I use fish in gold? I don't know. I'm going to figure that out when I get later down in the process. But these are the initial things that I'm going to want to get ready. This is going to be the artwork that I'm going to make. These are going to be the things that I'm going to work on. So with that being said, boom, jump scare, hello. So yeah, those are all of the resources that are going to be required to play the game. Those are going to be all the bits that I'm going to use. And I'm going to start off by creating some of the artwork. So I will post another video once I've got some of that going on. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, by the way. Or like, comment, and subscribe, by the way, if you're not a hater and everything like that. And until next time, just remember, everything is fine all the time. All the time, everything's fine. Everything's fine all the time. Bye.